Let me tell you something about Android. So sitting here in front of me is my original Galaxy S7 Edge that I got almost a year ago. I believe I got it on September 21st or 22nd of 2016, and, well, since then, it kind of turned to crap. They got the pink line, which is... it's a common issue with the Galaxy S7 Edge, which I didn't know about, because if I did, I would have just got the regular S7. But, you know, it's got that. It's also got this dead pixel on the side of the screen, and the back of it's all scratched, and it even has color separation from the glass above the front camera. I remember when I got this phone, the guy at Best Buy actually showed me a jet black iPhone 7, and I really should have just got that instead of this phone, because I guarantee you that if I had just gotten that iPhone 7, I would not be making this video right now. So now this is my new Galaxy S7 Edge, and I'm going to tell you the story now. I talked about it briefly in the last video I uploaded, but here's what happened. So I was at Best Buy, and I decided, you know what, why not walk over to the Geek Squad desk and ask what it would take to get this replaced. He asked me what was wrong with it, and I showed him the pink line and the dead pixel and the color separation, and he's like, well, is it cracked at all? Like, is the glass cracked at all? And I said, no. Just this. Basically, what he said was, since the glass isn't cracked on the front or back, and it's most likely a manufacturer defect, I don't have to pay to get it replaced. Now, I do have to send this back, or I could keep it and pay a $150, I think it is, deductible to keep it, but it's broken. Cell radio's dead, Wi-Fi doesn't work, and it's got the pink line, color separation, dead pixel. It's just not worth keeping at this point. So I have this new one now. There is normally a case on it, but I took it off for this video just so you could see it. And there's also a tempered glass screen cover on it. But these two phones really aren't the main topic of this video. So I've talked about it in previous videos, but this is my current phone still, even now that I have that new S7 Edge. This silver iPhone 5 is actually the phone that recorded the very first episode of Smokes Here way back in 2014. I believe it's also the phone that recorded the first full HD video that I put up on my YouTube channel, although I'm not entirely sure about that, I'd have to look. But regardless, this is a very historic iPhone to me, so I'm glad that I have that now. But that's not the reason that I'm using it as my main phone. The reason I'm still using this as my main phone is because I use a Mac as my main computer. It's that Retina 5K iMac that I bought back in November. It has the maxed out, highest end specs, except the hard drive. I just put the 2TB one in it because I have a bunch of external storage, but CPU, GPU, RAM, all maxed out. It's a great computer, guys. And that is the reason that I am switching back to iOS and keeping the SIM card in this iPhone 5 for another month until the iPhone 8 comes out and I'm able to get it. What you can do with iOS and Mac is awesome. Like, being able to text and call from my Mac is honestly the main reason that I am keeping this as my main phone. And another thing is, guys, this phone is from 2012, okay, and it's still fully supported. It's running iOS 10.3.3, it's going to be supported for another month until iOS 11 comes out, and then, after a long 5-year run, it is finally going to be dropped. This is the launch edition iPhone 5 that had the battery recall. I have replaced the battery in it. If you guys actually don't know what the recall was for, there was a recall on the batteries in these things because they would be swelling up and lasting a lot shorter than they should, and Apple actually was replacing batteries for free for quite a while. I don't know if they were still doing it at the time that I put the new battery in it, but it cost me $8 and it took me 5 minutes, so that was whatever. And now that I've done that, every single thing on this 5-year-old phone still works 100% perfectly. It runs iOS 10 smoother than it did iOS 6 even, and it's even faster than my brand new 64-bit, mind you, Galaxy S7 Edge. This is only a 32-bit phone, and it outperforms a 64-bit, 1.5-year-old Galaxy S7 Edge with about 5 times the power that this has on paper. In practice, though, this is faster than the S7 Edge. The one thing that I do miss with this phone is the fingerprint unlock, but other than that, guys, it is going to be just fine for the next month until I get the iPhone 8. And that's the other reason I'm going back to iOS, is because of the reliability. This is the launch edition iPhone 5. It was purchased less than a month after it came out. It was my mom's phone actually until May when she upgraded to the iPhone 7 Plus. Then I got it in July when my original S7 Edge started doing that stupid crap with the Wi-Fi and the cell radio and the pink line, just everything on that phone. That's why I'm going back to iOS, guys. I have a Mac as my main computer. I have the MacBook Air that I actually carry around with me at school, and when I need to edit stuff away from home, it's nice to have the handoff and the continuity that this phone has with macOS. And because it is still fully supported, everything works 100% like it would on an iPhone 7 even. Except the fingerprint unlock, because it doesn't have that, because it's not a 5S. So a few of you might be asking, what am I gonna do with this phone? I'm gonna be keeping it, guys. This was an $800 phone. I'm gonna have to pay it off with AT&T, regardless of if I had to get it replaced or not. I was just lucky that the screen and the back of it was in one piece, or else I would have had to pay the $150 fee to get a new phone, but since it was a manufacturer defect, I just got a brand new one for free, shipped to my house, and I do have to send the old one back to AT&T. And another thing I'd like to point out, you see on the back of this one? It's got that Samsung icon instead of the AT&T icon, which is a very good thing. This phone is going to still be used. I'm going to be carrying it with me along with the iPhone 5. The camera in this phone is the one thing that outperforms the iPhone 5. This goes up all the way up to 4K, so I will still be using it to record videos when I'm not able to use the XA20 that I'm using to record this video. But other than that, guys, it is going to be a secondary phone. It is still a good phone, guys, don't get me wrong. It just, I have a Mac. Like, that's the main reason I'm going back to iPhone. Although now, after my experience with the other S7, I feel like I'd be going back to iPhone regardless of if I had a Mac or a PC or a Linux box, honestly. There you go, guys. Hopefully that answered all of the questions that you had, if you even had any at all, about why I am switching back to iOS after bashing it so many times in my videos.
Recorded in 60 frames per second with an iPhone 6. No, not my iPhone 6. I ain't getting an iPhone 6. They suck. The iPhone 6 rating is this.
Another thing I'd like to point out before I end the video is my friend Cam. He's been in a bunch of my videos recently. He actually switched completely. He was using an MSI gaming laptop and I think it was a Huawei Honor 5X as his phone. He came over to my house to actually edit a video for the video class I was in last year, and as soon as he started using Final Cut on that maxed out 5K iMac, he was like, you know what? I think I should switch to Mac. And I was like, dude, you should switch to iPhone too. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. This was before I had switched to the iPhone 5. After he saw, in July when he was over, after he saw this phone outperforming my S7 and his Huawei Honor 5X, he picked up an iPhone 7 Plus. That is going to be it for this explanation video, guys. Again, hopefully it answered any of the questions you had, if you even had any at all. But until the next video, guys, be sure to like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel for more content coming soon. On Monday, there's actually going to be an unboxing if everything goes to plan and it gets delivered on time. Until the next video, guys, that is it, and as always, thank you for watching.